This is former TNA World Champion Raven, and you're listening to TNA Cross the Line podcast. Quote the Raven, nevermore. And don't cross the line. Or do cross the line. I'm not really sure if you're supposed to, you're not supposed to. I don't know. Whatever. You get it.
TNA Wrestling. Cross the line.
And we're back with episode 295 of the TNA Cross the Line podcast. I am Colling Jr. And with me, as always, is Dallas Gridley. And Dallas, guess what? Tonight, it's the go-home show. It's the last one before Sacrifice 2007. And what we learned on the last episode is that Christian Cage, he's not defending against just Sting at Sacrifice. No. He would be only so lucky. He's gonna challenge, or he's gonna defend against Sting and Kurt Angle.
Wow.
That's the main event, man. I know, that's huge. That's a huge three-way dance. Some would say maybe a dream three-way dance. I don't know.
A dream.
I guess we'll see.
Could be.
How are we feeling? How are we feeling as we're heading into Sacrifice? Are we thrilled with the build? Does it seem like an appealing show? Or are you holding out for this last one to fully judge it?
I feel like I kind of need to hold out a little bit, and I only say that because I think most of the build is for the main event, which makes sense, but I feel like a lot of these other matches kind of just were like, okay, here they are, which TNA does tend to do, I've noticed. But sometimes I feel like you kind of at least have a little something.
Well, I agree with there being a lot of focus on the main event. When you only have
makes sense though, but
when you ultimately, especially for leading into Sacrifice, if we really break it down, in total, I mean, again, we've mentioned before, a 45-minute show, so it's in totality like 3 hours of programming to build for that show.
Right.
So a good chunk of it's probably going to go to your main event. Now,
right.
I think that they've definitely sprinkled some things throughout the shows, like the tag title. Storm and Harris got like a little brief little thing. Rude and Jarrett and Young got a segment. So, I mean, there is little things, but I see what you're saying. I mean, there 2 episodes ago, like the whole show was
right, and it's a common thing, but like Rude and the Young and Jarrett situation, I think that actually has been that's been a decent build. I've actually been enjoying that.
Yeah.
But the Harris and Storm thing is a great example of like, I feel like after what we got at Lockdown, knowing that we were potentially going to have a rematch of some kind, I feel like there could be more there. Like, that's something that I want to be, like, begging to see this rematch. And, like, I don't know if I feel like that yet. Right. We still got another show. We're about to get into that and see. But, it's a very interesting build in this case. But that being said, that main event on paper is huge. Kurt Angle versus Christian Cage versus Sting. That's a big match.
Is it a match that you think in the 2007 mindset that you're paying to watch?
If I'm a TNA fan, probably.
Well, you were a TNA fan in 2007.
I was.
So are you asking your parents, hey, can I watch the show?
I don't know if I ever asked them to watch a TNA pay-per-view.
Really?
I don't know. I can't remember.
That's interesting.
I mean,
so you always just did WWE.
See, but I barely bought pay-per-views. Barely. It was like WrestleManias. That doesn't mean I didn't ask for it. I definitely remember, so it was always like we'd do Mania. I definitely begged to watch Taboo Tuesday, I remember, because it's like, what is this? I can vote on the matches.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, we did watch Taboo Tuesday. I'm pretty positive.
Okay.
Pretty sure I did.
Because I did too. The first one?
Yeah, I'm pretty positive I watched that live.
Yep, I did too.
But there was, I mean, dude, a lot of it. It was like, oh, I'll watch this when it comes out on DVD. But when you're a kid, that doesn't really bother you. You're just like excited to like see it eventually.
Well, so here's my thing. I mean, I would watch WrestleMania and stuff like that, SummerSlam, whatever. But it got to a point, I want to say when I was like 13, maybe 12 or 13, maybe even a little younger. My whole thing is, why am I spending $30 when in a month I can spend $21.36 and I get it forever?
Well, that's the thing is
on
that
VHS.
The turnaround time from pay-per-view to like tape was quite fast. I feel like
it was. It absolutely was. They would usually get it out in less than a month. It would be out on the shelves.
I feel like these TNA ones, when they're advertising them on the shows, we're seeing the commercials. We just saw in our last episode, Turning Point. That feels like a little bit longer than I feel like they normally would, but that even is pretty quick, isn't it?
Well, we're in May. Turning Point is December.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, they seem a little long. They seem like a little behind on how fast they're getting stuff out. I definitely feel like things would come out quicker than that generally, but...
WWE, they definitely had a good turnaround.
They pump it out, yeah. I feel like, but...
I mean, they even in the early 90s, I remember like with WrestleMania 9, for instance, that was on April 4th. And then they'd be like, oh, it's on Coliseum Video by April 28th. It's like, what?
That's insane.
Why would I buy the replay then?
Right.
I can get it in 20 days.
Right.
You just buy it.
And then now, of course, after they did the network, they spoiled everything. Who wants to spend more than $10 on a pay-per-view now?
Well, AEW fans do.
Well, and that is my next thing is the AEW ones are still $50.
Right.
I'll say it when one is purchased, which is generally with you. I feel like we get our money's worth out of it. So
I would say so, yeah.
Which is crazy to think about in 2025 that, I'm going to spend $50 on a show and actually feel like that was worth it.
I can confidently say that if WWE PLEs, as they call them now, if it wasn't on a streaming service that I have, then I would not pay. I'm not paying $50 for WrestleMania. I wouldn't have you guys come over and like, hey, let's all chip in. No, it's just not happening.
For Mania, you could get me for Mania because it's like a big event, but you're right. I mean, for like Elimination Chamber, for example, there's 4 matches for 5 hours. There's just no way you could get me to do that.
I think at some point it's gonna revert back.
I'm sure.
And they're gonna treat it like it's like a movie.
Cinema,
baby.
That's right.
Like, I'm not doing it. And they might even go to a UFC price. Like UFC, I think is like $70.
They're like $7, yeah.
They might do
Which
that.
is crazy because, I mean, UFC is different because it's real violence and you're seeing people freaking get knocked down. So, but like the fights could go 30 seconds.
Right.
And you pay $7, and that clip is just going to be on Twitter as soon as it's done anyway.
Right. So UFC,
it's pretty interesting.
I think in MMA in general, and like boxing, whatever, there's that rush of like, there's the potential of a knockout, like at any moment.
Yeah.
But if you, and I mean, when we've seen it happen, we've mentioned like Sheamus and Daniel Bryan. If WWE does it, they're literally scripting it that way.
Right.
So you still get that shock and awe, but it's like it was produced that way. In the other sports, it's not produced. It's a natural, like, oh, that guy just got his head caved in 15 seconds.
Right.
He's unconscious.
Yeah. But we are in an interesting time here because we have this 3-way match, which feels like a pretty big match. And just around the corner from this, in TNA 2007, of course I'm talking, is our 5th anniversary Slammiversary show, where we can expect that King of the Mountain's going to be there. So we're kind of we're in that in-between show, so we have a big main event, so you want to watch this, but then you're definitely going to want to watch the anniversary show because it's going to probably be King of the Mountain as well. So I think they did a good job at least trying to make us interested in it.
Yeah, I don't think Sacrifice looks like a secondary pay-per-view.
No, I don't either. It's no Hard Justice, I'll tell you that.
Well, even Hard Justice had a...
I know.
Each of the Hard Justices that we've seen.
I'm just poking fun at it because Hard Justice to me is like a notoriously C-level TNA pay-per-view. It's like,
See, I don't think so.
Fucking Hard Justice.
I don't think so, man. The first one we had AJ and Jeff, and AJ won the title. The second one was Sting and Jarrett. And Christian turned on them.
In hindsight, I'm wrong about it. I know, but
so I guess maybe this year's like a defining moment of it being like, oh, this is not good.
It could be.
Well, maybe we haven't reached that point yet.
That's true. We were on a hot streak for pay-per-views for like 2 years. It felt like. So.
Was it? I feel like. Was I like saying every show was good?
No, there's probably. I mean, I can literally pull it up.
I mean, we know you were because you're just a natural. TNA can do no wrong.
Okay, I mean, I still think we're on a pretty good streak, honestly.
So that means I've said bad to a couple or something.
Okay, so from this November of 2004, Victory Road,
right,
until Sacrifice 2006, I did not say a show was bad.
Right.
We both agreed that Sacrifice 2006 was not a good show. Before that, you gave 2 shows a thumbs down. And one of them was Hard Justice 2005.
And I gave Victory Road a thumbs down, didn't I?
No, you gave it a thumbs up.
I gave Victory Road 2004 a thumbs up.
You did.
What was the other show?
Final Resolution 2006. Sting's big
that was
return.
because of the finishes. That show was because of the finishes, I'm pretty sure.
Yes, I think it was. So we were on a pretty good hot streak.
That's okay. I guess you're right then.
And really, even since that Sacrifice show, the only other one that you gave a thumbs down to was Against All Odds this year.
Okay.
So we are still on a pretty hot pay-per-view streak here.
Yeah, I mean, we're technically in the glory years of TNA.
We are.
I'd say so. Still, maybe on the towards the end of that glory years, but
okay, that's okay. Well, speaking of glory years and all this fun stuff, let's run down our last episode from the May 3rd, 2007 episode of Impact. And then, Bob, we have not a whole lot to talk about before we get into the show, really at all. And we're going to talk about it and then enjoy the show today, our go-home episode. It's going to be great. I'm really excited about that. So first up, we saw Rhino and Samoa Joe take on Team 3D in a non-title tag team match that went to a no contest in 2 minutes and 35 seconds. Then Gail Kim defeated Jackie Moore in 3 minutes in the knockouts, knockdown, drag out street fight.
Street fight, yeah.
What a name. And then that's when they had the confrontation with Harrison Storm after and all that. Then Kurt Angle and Sting defeated AJ Styles and Christian Cage in 9 minutes, 30 seconds to both become the number 1 contender because they both locked on the ankle lock on AJ Styles. He tapped out with both hands. No one knew who it was, so Cornette said, you know what, you both get the shot. There you go. And then, of course, as Bob already noted, we saw the Eric Young and Robert Roode angle. He handcuffed him to the rope, smashed the guitar on his head. Pretty solid episode of Impact, I would say. Now, as far as ratings go for that episode, I only have notes from Brian Alvarez on this episode, which is probably why we're so short on notes, because Dave Meltzer, there just wasn't an observer for this time. I don't know why.
Maybe he went on vacation.
It could have been something like that because the next one is from Sacrifice. So TNA this week did a 0.95 rating with a 0.65 in males 18 to 49 and 0.66 in males 18 to 34 and a 1.2 million viewers. Now he, of course, mentions... Oh, wait. Hold on, Bob. I have to retract what I just said. That's from the episode before that, because he talks about the world title match. Apparently, I have even less to talk about than I thought.
Oh boy!
Wow. Well, that was my apology. We already talked about those ratings on the last episode from Dave Meltzer, because he talks about the first time ever dream match in the world title encounter. Yeah, okay. Well, forget what I just said. That was from 2 weeks ago. So my next note about Team 3D's wrestling school opening soon in Florida. The head trainers will be Brother Ray, Brother Devon, and believe it or not, Bob, Matt Bentley. It is
really,
yeah, which is pretty cool. It's located in the 15,000 square foot X-Cell Fitness Gym, and anyone who signs up for the 1-year program gets a 1-year membership to the gym. More info is up at team3dacademy.com.
I wonder how much it is to join.
It's a great question. And Bob,
I'm going to say at least $3,000.
Oh, at least, I feel like. For a year?
Yeah.
My last note is I'm kind of going to talk in bits here, because Alvarez makes a big write-up here, because this is when Ring of Honor has decided to jump to pay-per-view. They're going to be doing their first pay-per-view on July 1st. It's actually going to be taped on May 12th at the Manhattan Center. So it's around that time. He talks a lot about it and why it's a big story, but not nearly as big as it appears and all this stuff. Now, why does this affect us? And I have to scroll down quite a bit. If you're interested in reading this, it's from the Figure 4 Wrestling 619 from May 14th, 2007. But why it affects us is, of course, TNA talent works there a little bit. And to start this off is Gabe Sapolsky is trying to sign its top stars to contracts. Alvarez notes that no names were released, but about 15 guys were signed. People like the Briscoes, Nigel McGuinness, etc. And those contracts are mostly to prevent guys from being signed by TNA. And at this time, this is also when WWE just recently signed Colt Cabana. So he's the only ROH star WWE recently was like going after. So it's really just kind of protect him against TNA. So once word came out that Ring of Honor was moving to pay-per-view, TNA immediately pulled all of its talent. Now, keep in mind that Ring of Honor's first pay-per-view isn't even until July, and the first taping doesn't take place for another month. Homicide and Austin Aries were both pulled, the latter of which is irate since he's already suspended 90 days by TNA.
Right.
So it's kind of... Yeah. Now, TNA also announced that talent would no longer be able to work any shows for any company that produced DVDs sold through or distributed by any third parties, like High Spots, Smart Mark Video, etc. And this includes Pro Wrestling Guerrilla in California. Now, this succeeded in destroying an already depressed company morale. As noted a few weeks back, outside the top stars, nearly everyone in the entire company is upset. This was before this went down. For most of the undercard guys, the only joy they got in the business was the occasional TNA pay-per-view match that was given time, about once per month, of course, and being able to do the sorts of matches they want to do on higher-level indie shows. Now, of course, it's an interesting situation. TNA has everyone under contract, so they have the right to make whatever demands they want, including disallowing guys to work indie dates. WWE certainly isn't letting anyone outside indie dates except the very rarest occasions. There are major differences, though. WWE has its talent signed for 5 or 6 figures. Downside guarantees. The guys under TNA contracts are paid per appearance. We've talked about this many times, of course. They don't get paid a ton. And the last little part of this I want to mention is how... So Alvarez kind of says, well, it's a tricky situation. Now, if Samoa Joe is in line for an NWA world title shot, or if he's the champion... I can understand TNA saying that they don't want him doing jobs on anyone else's TV. There is a feeling that some of these guys wouldn't be these guys wouldn't even be getting bookings if it weren't for the TNA TV. On the other hand, if anyone thinks it really matters whether Sonjay Dutt, Chris Sabin, or Alex Shelley do a job on a PWG show, they need a reality check.
Absolutely right.
So he makes some good points, and I cut quite a bit out of this just because he goes on quite a bit about it, but pretty interesting. And just I always like hearing where we're at time wise of okay, Ring of Honor's about to do pay-per-views, and so everyone is signing their talent, and TNA's pulling everyone, and all this kind of stuff.
Ring of Honor is nuts to say, hey, you guys can't you can't work for a company that distributes DVDs. That is insane. Every independent wrestling company in 2007 is producing their events and selling DVDs.
Right.
Every single one. That's insane.
Yeah.
That's a lot of nerve to do that. That kind of pisses me off. That makes no sense. Now, here's the thing. The Pro Wrestling Guerrilla Band, that does not last. Because I think there's such a mutiny about that that they end up kind of working with PWG and they let people do whatever.
Well, I'm pretty sure, doesn't the TNA pulling people because of this affect some of the 2CW bookings they get, and that's just a local promotion that used to be around for those who don't know. But I remember they did that one show. It must be in 2000. Is it 2008? The FTNA show, because I think they were pulling people from, or is that a different pulling people time?
That might be a different time, but they did do it. Yeah, they did the FTNA. Yeah,
and I think it was because they pulled. Because I remember there was a show Blue Meanie ended up being on.
Yeah.
But they were pulling TNA talent. I don't remember who was supposed to be on it, to be honest. But
that's not even but I'm saying for Ring of Honor. If Ring of Honor was hey, you can't do a 2CW show.
Well, so this about the DVD thing was TNA.
Oh, that's not Ring of Honor.
No. This is TNA.
Oh, I thought it was Ring of Honor that said you can't do that.
No, that's TNA part. Really, the Ring of Honor part of this is we're signing you guys to deals so TNA doesn't snatch you, which I have the opinion of I don't know. I just look at this I'm just going to compare it to MLW right now. MLW signs someone to a deal and it's what, then they can't get bigger. And that's how it feels, right? Ring of Honor signing you, they're an independent company and they're oh, you can't go to a larger company. Now, 9 times out of 10, I feel they'll let you out of your contract kind of thing. Or the company would buy them out. But I don't think independent companies should be signing talent exclusively.
I agree with that. So let me get this right. Did Ring of Honor say you can't work PWG though, or is that still TNA?
That's also TNA.
Okay, so so I've got this all wrong. So Ring of Honor has not restricted anybody.
No, not at least not that I read.
Okay,
unless
so I
it's
retract all my previous frustrations with Ring of Honor. The TNA part, TNA doing this is kind of scummy.
Yeah,
but I understand the DVD thing.
The DVD,
maybe, but with Dave saying if you think Sonjay Dutt losing a match at Pro Wrestling Guerrilla impacts anything, come on, he's absolutely right. It could be for anybody. AJ Styles could go to International Wrestling Cartel and lose to Dennis Gregory or John McChesney, and that's not going to impact anything. Because realistically, okay, let's really break this down. And I'll use International Wrestling Cartel as the example out of Pittsburgh. And I know TNA guys have gone there. Or we could let's just use 2CW, right? Samoa Joe was just at a 2CW show where he beat Eddie Edwards in the notes. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we'll use 2CW. The live audience for that show is probably around, if we're breaking fire code, 400. Okay, 300 to 400. But we're probably breaking fire code, so let's say 4. That might be a little generous in 2007, so let's say 350.
Right, yeah, that's probably more accurate.
So, realistically, and I will include myself in this, who is going to purchase a DVD of a 2CW show? Now, maybe the runaround between that is that they're not selling it third party. It's them directly.
Well, I was wondering that. And so that's maybe where it is a little different, but it's a great point.
Because they're not going through high spots. They're not going through Smart Mark.
They're doing it
It's
themselves.
just from 2CW. So maybe that's a loop that they could do.
It could be.
But regardless, if you think 50 people are buying that DVD, I think that's high.
Yeah, I guess I don't know.
And I'm one of those.
It's a great question. Because I would even only buy them if it was like a show I attended at the time. Like that's what I was interested in.
I don't think that 2CW, as an example, is selling hundreds of a DVD. There's
no, not hundreds. No,
there's no way. I don't know. I don't even know if they would reach 100.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a great question.
There's not a lot of people like me where I'm gonna try to buy every single show.
Ain't that the truth?
So now later on shows like in 2010, 2009, whatever, as they build up and got more and more names in, sure, the numbers went up. But in 2007, when it's just Samoa Joe, that's like your main quote unquote DVD draw.
Mm-hmm.
For a little fucking company in Syracuse, that's not anything to fucking get pissed about.
Right.
And I don't even know so I guess RF Video would definitely be in this conversation. So like IWC, International Wrestling Cartel, would have theirs go through RF Video at one point. I don't even know if going through that source, you're getting hundreds of DVDs sold of a show like that.
I don't know really either.
So I think
it's really interesting.
This might be an example of TNA thinking that they're much more of a big shot than what they are.
Yeah, and maybe it's also just like a protection thing. Like, okay, we feel like we need to protect ourselves, and
that's exactly what they're doing. They're protecting.
They don't care if you're selling 5 or 500. They don't care.
Right. They're definitely protecting their assets. But and maybe I'm different than other wrestling fans. I have never in my life gone to an indie show and seen a top name lose and then been like, I am not watching him on whatever programming he's on.
Right.
I've just never done that. If Kevin Owens or Kevin Steen lost to Jay Freddy in 2CW, I wasn't like, I'm not watching that Ring of Honor show next week. Because I didn't give a shit. It was okay, cool. Jay Freddy won, but I'll still watch the Ring of Honor World Champion and Ring of Honor and not be like, oh, he lost to Jay Freddy.
Mm-hmm.
That's never happened to me. I've never had that mindset of like, oh, he sucks now, or oh, he lost to my local guy who's a good wrestler. Oh, he sucks. No,
not interested anymore.
But if anything, it's like, oh, okay, well, Kevin Steen is still pretty good, but guess what? Jay Freddy beat him. That means Jay Freddy's good.
Right.
So then I'm like, I'm going to watch Jay Freddy, but also still watch Kevin Steen. That's how it kind of works.
You would think so. It makes too much sense, Bob.
But I'm sure there's wrestling fans who have maybe seen that and been like, oh, that guy sucks.
Yeah.
That could have happened. I don't know.
Oh, I'm sure it has.
No, I don't know. But
very interesting times, and I'm sure it will continue to be interesting. But Bob, that's all I got for the whole show. I don't have a whole lot to talk about. So perfect. We can get right into this episode.
Thank God, because it's way past my bedtime, but I'm doing this for the love of the game. Let's do it. Let's get into the go home show. May 10th, 2007. What is going to be set up for Sacrifice? The betting odds that there's a town hall meeting or whatever with Jim Cornette. We're going to say it is at minus 120. So meaning if you were to bet $100, you're getting just around $83 back on your bet.
How do you know that? Like, what is that thing?
Because I'm a gambler, dude. If I really were to do it, let's say $125, minus 125, you bet $100, you're getting like $80 on the dot back on that.
Wow.
So yeah, that would mean for anybody that's not a degenerate gambler, that means that there is a stronger likelihood that he is going to do that than not.
But then I'm still going to lose money on my bet about it.
Well, so if you were to bet 100, then you would win 83, but so then you get back $183.
Oh, okay. We're good then.
Right, you still get the money back that you bet, but then you get profits.
Okay, I like this. I'm betting $100 that Jim Cornette has a meeting today.
Right, so if you do that, then you win about 183, and if you don't, then you lose 100. So
yeah, I'll accept my Venmo after the show.
I'm not paying you. All right, so here we go. 5. Wait, no, I do 3, don't I? Yeah, okay. Anyway, if you want to watch along with us, head over to the TNA Plus app for your own personal collection. I'm going to count down from 3, and as I play, that's when this show will begin. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, play. Oh, so the approximate runtime is 43 minutes on the dot.
Dang, right on the dot. Bob extended his play, so we might be a second off from each other. That's okay.
What are you at right now?
12, 13, 14.
Yeah, that's what I'm at.
Okay, we're good. We're good. Sometimes the way you do it. We're getting our highlights from last week.
I always say when I'm done saying play. So why would you hit play at play?
Before. I heard because usually you go play, not play. So I was. Oh. That's okay. We're good. It doesn't matter.
Sometimes
I'm here for this episode of Impact. I don't think we know any matches. Actually, a really interesting thing I saw. This is the 150th episode of Impact, Bob.
150?
150. That means that we have covered over 145 other shows that were not Impacts.
Oh shit!
Now 120 or something of those were weekly pay-per-views.
Yeah.
Rough time that was, but check it out in the archives.
That's not true.
It's something like that.
Do you have all those shows documented for thumbs up, like we liked and didn't like?
Oh yeah. You're
smart man.
Of course.
I feel like that's not fair. I feel like late 03 there was a hot stretch there, but I could be wrong. I know in 2004 there was a dread.
Oh, Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley are teaming up with or facing off against VKM in tag team action. They say.
Why are we doing that?
Samoa Joe, Rhino, Chris Harris take on AJ Styles, James Storm, and Christopher Daniels, and LAX kicking us off. Oh, a 3-way match. Oh, they're going to do the one member from each team kind of thing?
Yeah, dude, you already know.
Okay, oh yeah, representing the Latin American Exchange. Is it Hernandez? No, it's Homicide. And Conan is being
retired. Homicide.
That's right. He did recently retire, and it was because of his health. He didn't want to. It seemed like.
It not like was it a tumor?
I honestly can't remember exactly what it was off the top of my head. I'd have to.
Where's brain? I know that.
It's something like that. So it's kind of a sad reason why he had to retire, but.
Yeah. Here, let me get some of these indie notes out of the way. Homicide. On April 21st, teamed up with B-Boy, and they went by the name of the Strong Style Thugs, defeating Chris Hero and Eddie Kingston at Jersey All Pro Spring Massacre 2 in Rahway, New Jersey. And then Homicide may have been in his last Ring of Honor shows. Here on April 27th, Homicide teamed up with Colt Cabana, losing to Adam Pearce and Brent Albright in an Anything Goes match at the Battle of St. Paul in St. Paul, Minnesota. And then on April 28th, Homicide lost a 4-corner survival match where Brent Albright defeated BJ Whitmer, Homicide, and Jimmy Rave at Ring of Honor's Good Times and Great Memories. Now that show, Good Times and Great Memories, is the last show for Colt Cabana in Ring of Honor for a good stretch of time, like 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah, he doesn't go back until September of 2009.
He wasn't in WWE that long, though, was he?
That's why he left.
Well, yeah, but he wasn't there that long.
He had to have been.
Look at this outfit that Scott Steiner's wearing out. So it's Devon, Homicide, and Scott Steiner. And Scott Steiner is wearing a sparkly silver vest out to the ring. I've never seen such a thing.
I mean, he looks fantastic. He is dressed up like you would expect Scott Steiner to be dressed up.
I'm looking up this Colt Cabana thing. What year is it? 2007?
2007. April 2007.
Oh, well,
he
be
was
in
probably
OVW.
in Deep South. Deep South is WWE.
Oh.
Developmental, technically.
No, he's in OVW.
He doesn't go to Deep South at all?
I mean, I look at just like the career thing.
Yeah.
In 2008, he's in FCW, OVW, and then WWE.
Oh, okay.
And then 2009, he has a... Wait, what is that? I'm clicking something quick before I say it out loud. Oh, it's a dark match. He's got a freaking TNA dark match.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
He must have just missed Deep South then. I don't think I realized he went to OVW. But yeah.
Oh, and he's Colt Cabana. He teams with Sean Spears a lot, it looks like.
Well, he's Scott Colton, or Scotty Goldman. What is it?
Yeah, it's like Scotty Goldman on TV.
TV, yeah.
But he's Colt Cabana at OVW.
That doesn't surprise me. Devon pummeling Homicide. Now he's going back to Scott Steiner in the corner with some right hands.
Oh, he's also Scotty Goldman in FCW.
Okay. How long is he in OVW for? Does he have a lot of matches?
I mean, 2007, it ran... Oh, yeah. I mean, end of May through December in 2007.
Okay, so he's there the whole time.
And in 2008, it's like January through end of February. So just briefly there. And then I'm assuming the FCW's after that. Let's see. Yeah, March through, oh, really, December. So then he has 3 SmackDown appearances in August and one in September. He essentially doesn't do anything in WWE.
Well, he had like a popular internet show.
Well, that's good because it's not on his cage match.
Yeah, that would not be. Now, do I remember what his show was? No, but I do remember it being kind of popular.
Free 1-week trial membership of the TNA Mobile. We can text to get that? Are you kidding me? Scott Steiner Homicide beating down on Devon here. All the team members are standing ringside, by the way. If that's any... Well, except Tomko. Steiner doesn't need him by ringside, though.
Overhead suplex by Scotty Steiner. Oh, he was going to let Homicide beat him. Well, I guess
he was.
There's no, like, reward. So I guess they just want to beat him. They can.
Yeah. I want to, like, knock this match more, but I don't really hate that they're doing this as, like, a teaser for the tag match.
I mean, I don't know. I don't really care.
I
don't feel, like, interested in this.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not, like, invested by any means, but this kind of feels like how last week it was like, why is Rhino and Samoa Joe teaming up right now? I don't know, but they got to do something. It feels like the same thing. Yeah. It's like, okay, well, got to fill the card out in some way. Isn't it interesting how just like, what, under 2 years ago, we were just essentially doing squash matches like on the Impact almost the entire time to build toward pay-per-view matches, and we would rarely see job guy squash matches anymore.
Well, I do remember that, and I remember the note that you made where they're going to do more competitive matches, longer matches, and no longer do squash matches. And I think that aspect lasted about 3 weeks in terms of the longer matches.
The longer, yeah. Everything's about 3 minutes long.
Yeah. There was a couple weeks there where the matches were like 7 minutes, and it was like, oh wow. I want to say it's around the time when like Rhino was thinking like, what if Sabin just beat me? And like, the what? What are you talking about? Dude, you just got here.
So right around Unbreakable 2005.
Yeah.
Speaking of all these three-way matches and Unbreakable now, this is severely outdated conversation I'm about to start having as Devon clotheslines Scott Steiner out of the ring and then slams Homicide down. Is that his finish? Okay, no.
No, his finish would be the lifting reverse DDT, I believe.
Well, that's what I mean. But the way he just went to cover him, I was like, this is it. TNA brought back the Unbreakable name for a pay-per-view over WrestleMania weekend in 2025. And they introduced an international champion, and they decided we are going to do a three-way match. It was a tournament full of three-way matches to then crown a champion in a three-way match because of the Daniels, Samoa Joe, and Styles three-way. But Hernandez got involved and hit the border toss on Devon, and Homicide was able to get the pin. Referee was distracted because Scott Steiner was attacking.
He got the pin because Brother Ray is so out of shape he couldn't roll into the ring quick enough to break the cover. That's funny. Good for him. That's funny.
Brother Ray is shook.
You know, well, here's the thing. You had messaged me. I thought you were going to bring this up on the show.
I wish I remembered that I did this until we're watching a three-way.
What put TNA on the map? Like what? I don't know if you said match or...
Well, because they specifically said on an Impact episode, the three-way match at Unbreakable between Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, and Christopher Daniels put TNA on the map. And I didn't know how accurate that was. I really don't know. And that's not... it's obviously an incredible match. According to Dave Meltzer, it was the only 5-star match they had until like 2023 or something like that.
Right.
Texas death match between Harris and Storm.
Daniels and Rhino is confirmed. Voodoo Kid Mafia against the mystery team of Christy Hemme. Sabin, Lethal Dutt. I guess we're not getting a town hall because we're just getting them all right now.
Wow, we just lost $83.
It was my $100.
$100, I mean, yeah. I mean, anything's possible, but...
At this point, I'd be stunned if Cornette was like, let me just repeat all the matches that you already saw.
You would be stunned by that? Because I wouldn't be.
I would be stunned. We're really going to kill another 10 minutes of TV time with him just saying, oh, by the way, here's me announcing the matches.
They love doing that. Oh, huge announcement concerning something, but Steiner just ran into the frame as JB's talking. This is what happens when you're surrounded by a bunch of idiots that you don't like, that you don't trust. Where's Tomko? My freaks always had my back when I was the world champion.
He only had Madeja.
His number one freak. Listen, Madeja
Oh, wait a minute, Dallas.
What? Wait,
hold on. He just said that he was left alone out there.
Ooh.
His face turned.
Hemme just said, my boys will be here at Sacrifice. She just ran in. Oh my God. Wouldn't it be easy if you were just like a bumper girl?
Fucking damn it.
I see 2 pretty good bumpers, Kip James says. I'm not going to waste my breath talking to you guys. Why is Kip James wearing a handprint of Christian Cage that's on the Sacrifice poster?
I have no idea.
What in the world? It must be the shirt. You know what? It must be the event shirt. On the back, it probably has the logo.
Oh, my.
Now Christy's coming out.
What are we doing?
Why she has a new Tron video where she's playing guitar. Interesting.
Guitar Hero. So that Steiner thing, it might be important information there, because what you were saying about a potential feud with Team 3D, and they would turn face. I mean, he is disgruntled with his fellow stablemates potentially.
Right.
So.
Oh, Bob.
Oh my God.
They've arrived. We just got to swerve, bro.
Why would they promote it as mystery team? Then they show us the mystery. This is classic TNA. Nice leg lariat there by Basham.
Okay, I'm glad you know which one's which, because I honestly couldn't tell you.
Of course I know which one's which. That's damage, That's
I know that now.
Right there. You just hit the brain damage.
Although I say that, but...
Oh, shit.
Well, wait. So, is Doug just Basham?
Yeah, so Doug Basham is in the jeans right there.
Oh, okay, I do know that.
And that's damage.
Okay, I do know the difference then. Holy shit, what a chair shot on BG James by Damaja. Have they said their name yet? We anticipated that we'd have to wait.
I thought he said Doug's.
Okay. Oh, she's going to make it public right now. She's got the microphone. I told you I had a surprise for you, Kip. I'm going to introduce you to my little surprise. These are my boys. This is Basham. The Damager.
It's not Damager. It's Damaja. She said it wrong.
It's the Damager.
No, it's Damaja.
Now I'm questioning how you say it.
No, it's not Damager.
Might be.
It's not. It's Damaja.
Wait, Lance Hoyt. Okay, so Sabin and Shelley don't have opponents anymore because they just got beaten down in the ring. They just said it.
I liked this. I like Basham and Damaja.
I just don't like how corny the storyline has been to get us to this point.
That's not their fault, though.
No, it's not their fault, but it just makes me not be interested. Now, Tenay did mention, Bob made a joke of like, why did they say it was a mystery and then they showed us? I mean, Tenay did say, we anticipated not knowing until the pay-per-view. So they did a swerve, bro. And he did literally say, this is a swerve.
Swerve. What is this?
Transformation of Jarrett? Is that what we're talking about?
Oh, we're showing all of his evil behavior.
Yeah, the history of Jarrett and Sting. Look at him throw the garbage in the ring. Now we're going really high level here. It's essentially like him smashing a Jakar and Steve Borden, him winning the King of the Mountain, then him losing the title at Bound for Glory.
Yeah.
And then the post-match interview where he's very sad. All we need is him. Oh, dude, Asylum footage? Are you kidding? It's funny that they show that when he says, when I was a skinny punk kid, and it's from 2 years ago. It's from like 4 years ago, but you get the joke. When I decided to come back, I knew one thing was going to happen. It was time for me to give back. That was from the promo just a couple of weeks ago. Could it be? It is! It's Jeff Jarrett! You think you're tough? What sacrifice? It's Robert Roode versus Jeff Jarrett. And then we're going right into a sacrifice promo. So we're getting a lot of video packages on this episode, Bob.
Yeah, this is the episode where they're just like, oh, fill it with ads.
Yeah.
There's not going to maybe be a lot of original content.
Hey, we got a couple matches left. Probably a town hall.
I don't think they're going to do it down hall. There's no way.
You're going to be hype if they do, though, I think. JB back again. Backstage.
I mean, I would be hype in the sense of like, hey, I just won $83 in a fictional situation.
Bob Backlund, who's had a longer TNA tenure that I would have lost a lot of money if when he first made his debut. If you were like, hey, is he going to be here more than a month?
Yeah.
They stole my book. Wow, he's really upset that they stole his book in the paparazzi production segment.
Bob Backlund is one guy I would not want to piss off.
No. The Black Machismo coming in with Kevin Nash and Sonjay Dutt. Yeah, sacrifice. Adrenaline rush.
Oh, yeah, dig it.
X Division titles going to him, he says. I would not be sad about that. Oh, let me guess, no time for Sonjay? Yeah, that's right. No, back to you guys.
Oh,
shit.
no, he's going to fucking turn on Jay.
Oh, boy.
Because he's not getting attention. This is not good. He's
Here we
going to be a real freaking Marty Jannetty.
Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin coming out as a team. Now, they're not introducing them as a team name.
Sean technically turns on Jannetty.
They got single intros, but they're walking out together.
I have indie notes for these guys. These guys feel like they'd be on the indies. Right?
Oh, they're fighting Sonjay, and we got to have a whole match of indie notes here.
Yeah, no kidding. Damn it. What was 10th? Oh, frick. Yeah, it looks like we do. At least for Alex Shelley. And if Alex Shelley has indie notes, then that means Sabin's probably on the same freaking shows. Well, maybe not. All right, so we'll do Sabin first. Sabin on May 5th defended the X Division title against Jerry Lynn, and he retained for NWA Midwest No Gimmicks Needed in Streamwood, Illinois. So there's that. Alex Shelley on May 5th defeated Josh Prohibition for Hybrid Wrestling Project Mayhem in Fremont, Ohio. May 6th, he was involved in a 6-way elimination match, but he lost it. The winner of that was Matt Cross. He defeated Alex Shelley, Johnny Gargano, Shima Zion, Super Hentai in the Aftermath for Cleveland All-Pro Wrestling May Meltdown. And then on May 6th, Johnny Gargano defeated Alex Shelley at Cleveland All-Pro's May Meltdown, same show in Cleveland, Ohio.
Shelley and Jay Lethal starting us off here, by the way.
Yeah, by the way. All right, Jay Lethal. You know what? I didn't even look for April. He might have something in April, Jay. He does not good, thank God. All right, so May. Jay just has one thing so far here in May. May 5th, NWA Midwest X Division Championship. Jason Dukes defeated Jay Lethal in Jason Strife at that No Gimmicks Needed show in Streamwood, Illinois that I mentioned moments ago. And then the last fella here is Sonjay Dutt. And he, let's see, does he have it? And no. Looks like he does not. Come on, guys. Book Sonjay Dutt.
Man, it's just not fair. Wait, Mike Tenay has just received word. Let's hear. In addition to Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, they've just added a 4 corners X Division matchup for Sacrifice. Jerry Lynn, Senshi, Alex Shelley, and direct to TNA. Tiger Mask? Damn, dude. I'm getting kind of hyped for Sacrifice. At first I was like, it looks good and all, but now Tiger Mask is going to be there. We're stacking this up.
We're stacking it up. I think I did. Sonjay Dutt competed in a Panes of Glass match. I think I mentioned that already, didn't I?
I don't remember hearing that one, but
Well, it happened. April 27th. Sonjay Dutt teamed up with a guy by the name of Osiris, losing to Christopher Bishop and Josh Prohibition in a Panes of Glass match at UWA Hardcore Darkest Hour.
That's insane.
In Ontario, Canada. UWA Hardcore is an interesting promotion because they get a lot of names, and I feel like no one talks about this.
What is the name of the company?
UWA Hardcore. It was in Canada.
Yeah, I don't know if I knew that one, really.
I have a bunch of their DVDs, but yeah, a lot of big names. Like Ultimo Dragon would wrestle there. You guys.
Shaking the rope, Lion Salt, Dutt landing on Shelley, going for the cover. 2. If you're following along with us, we're at 24 minutes and 57 seconds.
Oh.
A little stunner action there by Shelley. He drove the X Division champ down. And Lethal's on the top rope. He's going to reposition Sabin. Oh, wait.
Oh, they're beefing, dude.
Sonjay Dutt just screwed him from hitting the elbow. Another double team with Sabin and Shelley. Oh, shit. Shelley just got the pin.
So there you go. Sonjay's jealousy cost him.
Wow. Sabin and Shelley, I don't know. They might have a future as a team together, man. They work together very well. Well, Lethal doesn't seem too upset about it. He's just disappointed, so he's checking on his friend still. Oh, God. Bob Backlund's coming down. Oh, he grabs Shelley. He throws him into the ring.
Oh.
He
wants his book back.
He decks Chris Sabin. Throws him in the ring, giving him a wedgie. Big scoop and a slam to Alex Shelley by Bob Backlund. Sabin going right after him now. And then a reverse atomic drop, maybe. There it is. Ooh. He really hurt his butt on that one. Okay, probably unneeded Bob Backlund segment, but that's fine.
You don't think they needed one?
Nope.
Agree to disagree. Bob Backlund makes anything better.
Oh.
You want to know why?
Why?
Because his name is Bob.
Because his name is Bob Backlund.
Without me on this show, this podcast would be floundering.
Because he's Bob Backlund.
Hi, I'm Alex Gridley. Every show has been great. We'll see you next week. That's the podcast.
A lot of them are great. Most of them. Wait, very important interview. JB's with our NWA champion.
Oh, via set? Wait a minute.
Wait a second. Did you see what I just saw? They showed them all, and Daniels is with Sting.
Well, he's like trying to talk to him, and Sting goes, "It's not the time," but he shoves him out of the scene. That kind of made Daniels look like a chump there, didn't it?
Kind of. Sting is in the dark room saying, well, Jared surprised me too.
I'm pretty sure that Sting just has like light sensitivity. That's why he's always in the dark.
That makes sense.
Like, I'm pretty sure of it.
Angle is, of course, firing back at Sting, calling his bluff. Christian says, I tend to do, this really hurts me to say, but I side with Kurt Angle. Sting goes, "Can you zip your mouth up?"
Okay, Dad, zip your mouth.
Sting's insults are very dad-like.
Oh my God, yeah.
If that's what it takes, I'll have a match with you. Back up the tape a little bit, Kurt. If you didn't get involved, you wouldn't have got hit with the bat. You cost me the world title. Christian goes, listen, Kurt,
This
listen.
fucking
I
guy.
kind of got to side with the face paint on this one.
Oh,
So I got to side with Sting. Shut up, Christian. It should just be me versus Christian. You didn't qualify. If you got a problem with how I got my shot for the title, why don't you do something about it? I'm going to come find you, Sting. I'm not coming to shake your hand. I'm not hiding anywhere. I'm just in a dark room with green lights.
I was gonna say, Sting, it looks like you are hiding. Well, there's no lights on.
Wow.
He's probably in the rafters. Next to like a green strobe light or something.
Time for our main event here tonight. We're at 30 minutes, 33 seconds. Here comes Samoa Joe, Gail Kim,
I
Chris
forgot
Harrison,
about-
Rhino.
I forgot. This is a pretty big main event, isn't it? 6-man?
Yeah, we got some big names in it.
Yeah. There in that promo, I probably should have looked up the Indian notes for these guys. And I didn't do that. Oh, yeah, baby. What in the world? Okay, so Rhino, we're going to get this out of the way right here. Rhino, on May 6th, had 2 matches at Cleveland All Pro's May Meltdown show that I've already mentioned here a couple times. The first one, he lost to Tracy Smothers in a match for the Cleveland All Pro Unified Heavyweight title. Now, that's not the match I went, what in the world about? It's the second match where Rhino defeated Jessica Havoc.
Whoa. What?
I was not expecting that.
Okay, that's very different.
And see if there's anything else that's like, what are we doing here? Oh my God. Okay, so Jessica Havoc on the show, she beat 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 people she beat before Rhino came out and was like, nah, I'm going to beat you.
What?
Yeah. So that's fun. It's interesting. Okay, so there's that. And let's see if Mr. Samoa Joe. Oops. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah, he has. Well, this doesn't really. Okay. And on May 4th, Samoa Joe competed in a Killer Kowalski Cup 2007, and he lost in the quarterfinals to a guy by the name of BK Jordan for Top Rope Promotions. I'm going to click on BK Jordan, and I have no idea who he is because nobody knows who he is. He's just BK Jordan.
He's just BK Jordan. It's perfect.
I thought maybe there was a different name that we would know him by, and it turns out that there's not. So I guess he's not really relevant. All right. AJ Styles. Did he do anything else other than? No. So he's not getting any bookings because of the whole DVD thing, probably. That might cut in a lot into the indie notes, I just figured.
I didn't even think about that. You're right.
Because if they can't be on DVD, then why the hell are they getting booked?
Is James Storm wrestling with sunglasses on? Oh, yeah, he took them off.
No. He's not that much of a jerk. All right. Christopher Daniels has a few notes here. We haven't seen him wrestle in a little while, at least on TV. That's not necessarily true, but for this sake it is. April 21st, he lost to Jay Lethal in a match for the big-time wrestling heavyweight title. This might be another situation where he might be almost done with the Ring of Honor. April 27th, Christopher Daniels lost to Roderick Strong by countout in a match for the FIP World Heavyweight title at the Battle of St. Paul in St. Paul, Minnesota. And on April 28th, Christopher Daniels wrestled Eric Stevens to a 15-minute time limit draw at the Ring of Honor Good Times, Great Memories show in Chicago Ridge, Illinois. Now James Storm, I mean, he never has any indie notes, but does Chris Harris? By the looks of it, no. I lied. He has one. On May 5th, for NWF in Kentucky, Chris Harris defeated somebody by the name of Bodacious. I can't even click on that name to tell you who it is.
Oh, wow.
Bodacious is so good that they're unknown.
Samoa Joe blind tags in Sentons onto AJ Styles. Now we got Rhino in here with Styles. Keeping the freshman in the battle at all times if they can.
Whoa. Rhino chopping away on AJ. Now remember, these guys have had quite the rivalry.
Oh, referee's distracted. Rhino gets tossed to the floor. Storm beating down Rhino, but we're about to go to commercial break, and momentarily we will be back, and I bet you there'll be new people in the ring. And we're back, and it's Christopher Daniels and Rhino.
Daniels apparently wanting to be... Maybe he went up to Sting and was like, hey, man, I got face paint. You've got face paint. Let's combine our face paints.
That could be.
Here's AJ and Daniels, former tag team champions, working together.
Yeah, they were never going to team together again because they beat each other's ass.
And if you've noticed, they're both wearing red and black.
Oh, my God.
And you know what that means?
Cinema.
You know what that means?
What?
Wolfpack. They're reforming the NWO Wolfpack here tonight.
Wolfpack is back, causing mass destruction.
Don't turn your back on the Wolfpack. Ooh.
Wait, and James Storm is also wearing red
James
and black.
Storm is doing it too. Oh my God.
This
These
is getting
guys
a little
are
insane.
so smart. I know what they're doing. Meanwhile, the other team, it's all just mismatched. It's not even color coordinated. Just for that, the heels should win this match. They have unity.
Okay, so Rhino is down in the heels corner, and Daniels was just sneaking a little choke in there. Of course, he does the blind tag, gets in the ring with Rhino again.
I wish that Harris was in the match and you called a blind tag, and I could have been like, "That's fucked up."
Oh,
But he wasn't.
well, don't worry. James Storm tags in. He finished his beer quick, tossed it to the floor. Oh, he spits beer in the face of Harris.
Dude. He just spit booze in his eyes.
Yeah, he just tagged Harris in, and then quick tag out by Harris. Beautiful left, full Nelson slam. Oh, atomic drop. Oh, inverted atomic drop. So I called the Bob Backlund one earlier. I said that was reversed. That was just a regular. This was the inverted. Okay, I get it. I see what we're doing here, Mike. Tonight, thank you. Big lariat by. Holy shit! I thought Styles was big, but Rhino's flipped Styles inside out. James Storm
landed on his forehead.
It was insane.
Oh my God! Wow, we're getting a TNA champ for clotheslines. Wow.
I mean, you saw them just as much as I did. They were worth it.
What? Really? I don't know about that.
That one,
They were good, but I don't know if I'd be like, oh wow,
the Styles flipping upside down one.
That's an oversell. Exposing the business.
But Jackie,
no.
Jackie just missed. She overthrew.
First of all,
a beer
what
bottle.
kind of throw was that? She fucking missed him by about 500 yards.
Hebner stops it, and of course Storm had the tights.
Shitting me?
And he got the win.
Harris again with a handful of tights.
Wow.
Okay. Oh, now James Storm is hiding behind minors. That's not right.
I don't know. That lady looks pretty old.
That woman looks like she's 70. Okay, so did they swap them out? Because the one girl looked like she was like 15.
Okay, he's getting cornered.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
No.
They're fighting up in the stands here.
They're starting to like this section just like they did the balcony in the asylum where like, oh, we can just jump off this.
Yeah, it's a very simple thing.
Oh,
okay.
Oh, that was kind of...
It wasn't that high up, but
and that was
Harris backdrop, essentially backdrop. Storm.
All right, Chris. Okay. You basically shoved him off a swing. That wasn't that...
Wait, it's Kurt Angle and Sting brawling out.
He found him. He found him in a dark room with green lights. Wow. Can't believe he found him.
It's just funny because Sting's paint's all fucked up. So, well, I guess if they've been brawling, I guess you could pretend that it could have gotten fucked up after the promo, but it's realistically from the match.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And here's Christian wearing his Ed Hardy shirt.
I don't like that shirt.
It's his red and yellow Ed Hardy shirt. Look at this pull apart that's happening with Angle and Sting, and Christian is on the stage just laughing. Okay, it looks like we're going to do a sacrifice video to end us off here.
For 2 minutes.
2 minutes. This is a spooky one. This is probably what they're going to be playing in the beginning of the pay-per-view. I'm getting scared. It's a creepy
making it sound like it's way more serious than it is.
Oh, it is.
It's just for a championship.
Oh, here we go. It's picked up now. We got rock and roll.
Why is it? Oh, Joe and Styles?
Whoa.
That's just thrown in there. That would be probably good, though.
We're running down the whole match card here.
So instead of a town hall, we get a video package of all the matches. Texas Death, Harrison Storm, as we've already mentioned. Now here's Rhino and Daniels, yep, of course. And then 3-way tag, Team 3D, Tomko and Steiner and LAX. There we go. And Rude and Jarrett.
I'm feeling pretty good about this show, man.
I mean, I feel like I don't hate it. Sting, Kurt, and Christian.
The thing is, we can't also complain that they don't do different things, and we're getting like matches like Rude and Jarrett. I would have never guessed we'd see that on a pay-per-view.
Well, certainly after as Lockdown comes to an end, if you were to tell me that at the next pay-per-view it's going to be Rude and Jarrett, I'd be like, why?
Right.
So.
And we just go off the air. Wow, Bob, we are just days away from Sacrifice.
Quite literally. Yeah, we're just a couple of days. Also just a couple of days away from probably recording it, so that'll be fun. Yeah, all right. Well, I guess I'm looking forward to Sacrifice.
Yeah, I think I am too. I didn't know if I was, but I am.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I would say that Go Home show was necessarily like life altering, but
well, how did you feel about it?
God, you asked really difficult questions.
Well, I feel like I was about to forget to ask until you just said that. So,
I mean, they could have done more.
mm-hmm.
And they clearly just were like, listen, we'll do a couple matches and then we'll fill the rest of the show with video packages. That's basically what's happened here.
Correct.
So I'm going to give it just like an average middle of the road. Like, it's not bad or good.
He's done it again, guys.
Just an average.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was fine. Thumbs up.
Yeah, fucking course.
It wasn't bad. I mean, it wasn't a bad show. Honestly,
but it's not good either.
I think that if we weren't in the tired state we're in right now, because we were recording significantly later than we normally do, I think we would have been like, it was not bad. I think it was a good show.
Anytime we're recording after noon, that's late.
Well, this is extra late because it's after 10 p.m.
Oh, fuck. Yeah.
Even I'm tired right now.
Oh, boy. Because that's all we care about is Dallas being sleepy or not.
Oh, I've been up since 2 a.m.
That's true.
Well, you're going to go to bed right now, and your ass is getting up again at 2 a.m., okay?
Oh, that's rich.
So enjoy your 4 hours of sleep.
You're a real piece.
And you're only going to get like 2.5 of REM sleep, so it doesn't matter.
I'll be lucky to get that. Maybe I should just take an edible and I'll be knocked out for a day.
Yeah, it depends if you got work tomorrow or not, I guess.
And I do. So I'll be fucked if I did that. I'm not doing that. Of course not. I would never do that. All right, guys, join us in, what is it, 3 days?
Yeah, 3 days away.
3 days for a May staple, Sacrifice 2007 from Orlando, Florida. Sting, Kurt, Christian, Basham and Damager, and
That's
so
right.
much more. So until then, for Dallas Gridley, I'm Bob Colling Jr., and this has been the TNA Cross the Line podcast.
Orgullosamente Latino hasta la muerte y después. Worldwide Latino pride, the ambassadors of violence. LAX, K-Dog, the notorious 187 homicide. Bang, da, dang, da, dang, dang. Don't say nothing. Bang, da, dang, da, dang, dang. We be dumping. Bang, da, dang, da, dang, dang. Just act like you know, and homie, stop rocking through stomping. I'm from Miami, not Compton. Down with the essays in the 6-4 hopping. To my Boricuas in the 787. And those up in Brooklyn pulling 211.
I come through stomping, rolling in my low top chucks, making sure you suckers feel me every time we bust. Shackled up like a nut, going 5150, G'd up and the feet up, creased up in some dickies.
I rap a lot, like the label out of Houston. Sneaky like the clucker in the shop, straight boosting. To all my gente down in Juarez. Cálmate un momento, paisa, no dispares.
Put it down from Killer Cali to the MIA. Ask the homie Crazy K, yo man, that boy don't play. It's in my NIAK, putting it down all day. Representing Southern Cali, get in my way, don't get sprayed.
We be dumping. Bang, da, dang, da, dang, dang. Don't say nothing. Bang, da, dang, da, dang, dang. We be dumping. Bang, da, dang, da, dang, dang. Just act like you know, and homie, stop fronting. We be dumping. Bang, da, dang, da, dang, dang. Don't say nothing. Bang, da, dang, da, dang, dang. We be dumping. Bang, da, dang, da, dang, dang. Just act like you know, and homie, stop fronting.
Through the hood, not strolling. Ain't no time to fake the funk, man. You suckers ain't knowing it's the KDOG in the place to be. Put it down like Rey Mysterio representing SD.
Don't act stupid and act like you know. Make your body bend and face touch the flow. Political with a ghetto pass. And when we step on the scene, watch the cameras
I
flash.
take a stick with real gangsters that are known to ride. It's K Diggity Diggity Dog and the homie Homicide. Live in direct from SD. Out here putting it down. An OG from Carroll City representing his town.
Aw, damn, here we go again. A Cuban, Puerto Rican, and those crazy Mexicans. From shiny chrome shoes to shiny chrome rims, I'm a superhero in the black rim. We be jumping, bang the